Now, for those of you who are wondering how the light ranking system works, we wear armor with light ratings, and you don't really rank up from anything you do in Crucible, even if you're wearing light, or from story missions, or from raids, or strikes, whatever. You just have to keep getting more armor with light, and better light, so... I think I'm gonna select that. Let's see this upgrade here. Upgrade defense, you know, I'm not, we'll just, I'm not entirely sure, you know. Alright, let's continue the story. Oh, jeez, there's like a ton of missions. Level 7 story, the world's grave, the sword of Crota, you know, we're gonna go in the order that I think is linear. So we're gonna try the world's grave first. And we're gonna do level 20 again because I'm a wuss. Even though it says hard, I'm assuming the level 24 is even harder than the level 20 hard. So, yeah, I'm a wuss. Let's go.
There's got to be a way to find out what the Hive are planning. That ghost we recovered found a library in their fortress called the World's Grave. It's said to hold everything they know of Earth. If you can get us down there, I'll steal all I can.
You know what's really bugging me? The fact that the moon is so close to the Earth in this game. Neil deGrasse Tyson would be disappointed.
The World's Grave is deep in their fortress. But according to the ghost we found, there's an ancient knight who protects it. I can lead us to him, but you'll have to face him to find the grave.
Now, I know I already talked about how close the Earth is to the moon in this game in the last video, but seriously, you remember Neil deGrasse Tyson got on James Cameron for having the wrong sky in the Titanic movie when Jack was dying and Rose and him were on the little iceberg or whatever, and he was like, oh, get on here and I'll save you, and then he like dies and floats to, or sinks to the bottom of the ocean. But like when Rose is looking up at the sky, Neil deGrasse Tyson had James Cameron change that sky because it was the wrong sky for the time of year that the Titanic sank. And so if Neil deGrasse Tyson were into video games at all, he would be perturbed by how close the Earth is to the moon in this game. I'm just saying. 238,900 miles away. It hasn't been as close as it is portrayed here for.
We tore into the moon, filled it with all sorts of chambers and catacombs.
For maybe a couple 100,000 years or so, maybe a few million, actually, because it's really close in this game. So I would have to crunch my numbers and stuff like that. And we're not doing that right now.
It's a whole necropolis down here.
I don't want... That's one thing I hate about some Let's Plays, you know? Like, there's some people who are very literate about a subject, whether it be space or something like that. But they feel the need to blast you with all these facts, you know, during the Let's Play. Nah, I'm just making an observation. But I'm not going to... We're gonna have fun here, you know what I mean? Alright, these guys don't seem hard. You know, I remember I did see a little bit of the moon. Now, I didn't see the whole moon, but I saw a little bit of the moon gameplay when Destiny was first released. I got my Destiny on September 9th when it was released, but it was late in the day, so I had the day off from work, and I was watching some of the IGN live stream before my Xbox One and Destiny arrived, and I saw a little bit of the moon. He was I think he was only a level 4, and he went to the moon already, and he was getting wrecked. I think it was an IGN live stream, like day 1 review in progress or something. And he was getting wrecked, and he was playing with Greg Miller and the Alfredo guy from IGN. So yeah, he was getting wrecked. So I'm glad I decided to rank up. I told you, I did not advance in the story at all. I was just grinding in the Crucible, you know what I mean? I think I missed. Dang it. What a waste of a super. Oh geez, that came in like a Covey dropship. Seriously, that just materialized out of nowhere. So you see how that ship right there materialized and then just dematerialized out of nowhere? There's some similarities to Halo about how you defend a room, you know what I mean? Or how you defend an area. So, you couldn't completely abandon it. You have to expect, oh, not doing any damage, dang it. I hate these dregs. Oh no, it's the Thrall I hate. The dregs are pretty easy. The Thrall will overwhelm you, especially if I wouldn't have cut out all that stuff in the last video, I believe it was, where I was defending Tyrion Lannister there. You would have at least seen 30 minutes worth of fail, and me starting over again since I was in a darkness zone. So, alright. I'm gonna try to kill out all these small fry first, and I return to that. Kill out all, hopefully they don't respawn, but kill out all the small fry and then go after the big hoss. Well, let's see. If he opens up, I think that's how you kill that floaty guy there, so. Yeah. I have a super again. That's always handy if I get cornered. Alright, he's dead. Cool. Glad I had a rocket. Or some heavy ammo. I like how that works too. If you don't know, if you haven't played Destiny and you're just coming across my video, and I don't know why you would, because these videos haven't been getting too many views, and you know, and I think Destiny has kind of already lost its hype from the comments I've read around the internet. Some people have already finished the game, obviously, and they're kind of disappointed with it. And I can get that because I haven't finished the game myself, obviously, but from what I said before, I can see how they're disappointed. Maybe the game will pick up. And everyone's different. Maybe I'll enjoy the rest of the game, you know. But I had a point.
And it's powerful. But this knight holds the key to finding the grave. We'll have to kill him.
I had a point and I just lost it. Oh, but well, nah, dang it. That sucks. And it was a good point too. Oh yeah, I know these videos don't get many views. Like, I think I have 763 subscribers, but due to my lack of putting any content out there for almost over a year or so, it's almost like I'm starting over again, which is kind of fun. But if you're watching my video for the first time, or you're a subscriber already and you haven't played Destiny at all, how this works, when you get heavy ammo, you hold the Y button. You always have your heavy weapon with you. So it's not like Halo where you have to pick up a weapon and you exchange a weapon. You drop a weapon in order to pick up a new weapon, right? You always have your heavy weapon with you. It's just that you don't have heavy ammo. So if you find heavy ammo, all you have to do is press Y. Or I think on the PlayStation game, or systems 3 and 4, I think it's triangle. Whatever the top one is on PlayStation. I've never had a PlayStation, so I wouldn't know. But you hold triangle for a second or two, and then your heavy weapon comes out. But if you just quickly press that Y button or triangle, you switch to your secondary weapon. So it's kind of like in multiplayer, if you don't know what you're doing and you want your heavy weapon, but you only quickly tap the Y button, you're not going to pull out your heavy weapon, and you might get wrecked. So, yeah. And I don't mean W-R-E-C-K-E-D, I mean wrecked, as in R-E-K-T, because that's how we do on the internet. Alright. You know, I've been noticing something. I selected the level 20 hard, but this isn't necessarily hard. I've had a lot of time to talk, which is kind of a change. Oh, speaking of which, I still have to, at this point, I still have to render out episode 2 of season 2 of The Walking Dead. But it's a nice change from that game because I always try to talk in that game. And they're always, it's a story-driven game, it's not an action game, so they're always talking and I have hardly any room to talk. So, talking during this is kind of fun. I mean, it's not so hard yet that I'm not getting frustrated, you know? I'm sure there's gonna be some, like, bullet sponge that eats up some shots and takes a while to kill. Bungie's attempt at making a boss. We never really had any bosses in Halo unless you count I guess the last brute in Halo 2. He kind of counts as a boss, I guess. But we never really had any bosses in Halo, right? Okay. Room clear. Oh, nope. This guy. Waste of a super, I know. I just wanted to.
This is the key to the grave. I know where we're headed.
Aw, man. Key to the grave. Let's go to our grave. Hopefully not really. Oh, man. That was actually kind of okay. Now, I know I've been complaining about Destiny so far, or thus far, but I'll have to tell you, if you...
This should lead us right to the grave.
Thank you, Ghost.
The world's grave, not ours.
Okay. But if you haven't played Destiny before and you're just coming across this video or something, or you're just watching, the gameplay, the actual gameplay, shooting mechanics, the floating in air like that, like I just did, the running, the gameplay mechanics are solid, you know, and it feels good to shoot your weapon. I like this whatchamacallit here, this pulse rifle, because it feels like a BR to me, and I love the BR, especially the Halo 3, Halo 2 BRs, more so than the Halo 4 BR. But it feels satisfying, the gameplay, so that's a plus for the game. I recorded my first match in the Crucible, and it was horrible. I don't know if I'm gonna put it out because I didn't know anything about the Crucible, and I was such a square that I thought the story wanted me to play at least one match in the Crucible to advance the story, when it didn't. All I had to do was go to the moon. But there was an exclamation point over the Crucible, and I tried recording my first match. It was horrible. I think I went like, I had a KD ratio of 0.18.
There it is.
Now, there will be some people who are just obviously gods at the game, and their very first time they played in the Crucible, and I mean their very first time they played in the Crucible, they just had like a 5.0 KD or 5.0 KD. But for most of us, for 99% of us that have played Destiny, whether PlayStation or Xbox, if you didn't suck your very first time playing in the Crucible, I commend you. I've gotten somewhat better. I've had some 4 KD or 4.0 KDs and 1.98 KDs, so positive KD ratios. But overall I seem to be getting around maybe 0.98 with a lot of kills, but also a lot of deaths. And I might touch on that later, more specifically about how
when I break in, they're going to come after us. Make sure you're ready.
How at times the Crucible is really fun, and when I'm on in Destiny multiplayer, it's fun. Like, I like Control better than anything, you know. Control is the most fun game mode, and that's kind of weird because in Halo, I hate objective game types, you know. I hate Capture the Flag. I hate King of the Hill. I'm more of a Team Slayer guy. I like straight up killing in Halo. But in Destiny, the straight up team deathmatch game, I forget what that's called, I think Salvage or something, it's not fun for me. Control is the most fun mode for me, and that's basically King of the Hill. It's basically King of the Hill for Destiny. Alright.
There's so much. They've broken the Bekenstein limit.
I think I'm gonna get a bloody nose again. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's just a runny nose. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. I don't know if it's allergies or if I'm coming down with something. But anyway. Well, I was just looking at our ghost there, and it reminded me of something. this game is pretty much what I've thought it was so far. I mean, I don't know how many times we've done it already, but we deploy our ghost, and then we have to defend an area, you know what I mean? So far it seems repetitive. I don't know if it's going to get any more diverse later on in the game. Once we get past the moon, I know we have Venus and Mars to get to. But and then again, I don't know if any other Earth missions are available, like we go back to Earth for some reason. But yeah. Deploy your ghost, defend an area, hold your ground. It's pretty standard thus far. Heavy ammo full. Okay. This is lasting a little while. You gonna finish up, Robo Buddy? Alrighty.
Okay, I've got it all. There is unbelievable stuff in here. The Hive have seen thousands of worlds taken by the darkness, and they've been seeding Earth for centuries, waiting for their gods to return. I'll warn the city. Let's get out of here.
See what I mean by the lackluster performance, though? Waiting for their gods to return. It just kind of sounded bad. So they kind of covered it up just by adding voice effects. Like, if nobody would have noticed that wizard came from the moon in the alpha, they probably would have just left him sounding like his American accent self, you know? That's his American accent that he's using for this.